Hello boys and girls, it's me, Yoshi here. Welcome back to my 100%, 200% playthrough, that is, of Mario Kart World for the Nintendo Switch, where in the last video we discovered that Knockout Tour apparently has, lots of extra stuff that I didn't even know about. The main one being that, apparently, you have to win every part of the race, not just, be first at the end. What I mention about the race is if you're just trying to get gold normally. So that means in the end, we still have to get first in everything. Gosh, this is gonna be so tough, man. I think it's probably best to just keep taking this as we go and just kind of go from there. Anyways, the last video, as you saw, we used the Wario Brothers and some of the other stuff. Now we're back playing as Rose, as I like to call her, instead of Rosalina. As you saw, we were able to thankfully 3-star the first difficulty, though to be fair, 50cc is kind of a joke, most part. And honestly, I'm not too worried about going back for stuff, as long as I don't CC in that particular cup I'm going for before I get to that mode, it'll be fine. Anyways, as you can see, there's rallies now. This is basically the rallies we have to do. So, we did Golden Rally, we did Ice Rally in the last episode. Now we're gonna do Moon and Spiny Rally. Again, on 50cc first. Well, this is gonna be fun to do. Not really. So, I'm not trying to say this to be weird or lying, I just think it's a little awkward to do this now that I look at it. I say awkward as in, while it is just one race, it's gonna be the hardest race we've done up to this point so far. Keep in mind, we're still on the easier difficulty. I could definitely mess up. So, yeah. Still playing with all the different characters, trying to have fun here. Okay. That doesn't seem to get much extra so far. Alright, well. This looks cool so far, this rally. Alright, well, we don't have a shame in not throwing this. We do need coins quite a bit in this run. Careful. One's really after me there. Wow, we're already at coins. Wow. He's big. I didn't realize, because of the way the trick mechanics work now, you can trick off of pretty much every jump now, and you can do multiple tricks if it's on a massive jump. I think that's the coolest thing about this game so far, besides all the new tracks and stuff. So yeah, another really cool feature. By the way, I'm not sure if I want to always go for the mission paths. I know it's a guaranteed mission boost, but even then, it's like... Because we can always just get the costumes later, it's not a big deal. We can get them all a lot later when we get to that part anyway. I'll have to probably pick what I choose to go into or not. All the booze in the world again. Let's get my box. Be nice if we got protection, you know. Just like Mario Kart, they like to give first place more coins than anything. not the best time to get caught since we can't use any of those tricks now. Whoa, hello. Okay, somehow we still got item from that. Those did not get anything there. Right, but not every character has a bunch of costumes. It's mostly the main stream characters that have all those costumes. Probably the biggest difference you might notice is that obviously we are in like a full tutorial that like just keeps going on. Like this isn't just like a normal race setup. We have to go through multiple in quick succession. It's basically instead of it being like one main race that you initially go to and then you basically do sections and stuff, this is more out in the open world, hence why they call it a rally. Functions basically like those other old arcade rally title games where you have to be a certain position or better. Yeah, it's basically that. So yeah, we have to be a certain position or better or else we get eliminated automatically. I think that's probably one of the other better uses of that. Just being able to do free tricks there. So I guess it can be sort of a boost, but also sort of a way you can skip things. Alright, well so far we're doing pretty well. From the looks of what I saw before, the one single race is really long, but it's also short. Because it is just one race, it's short enough that if we do it just once, we should still be fine to do 2 cups per video. However, because of 150cc shenanigans and how tough it might be, we're probably going to do that in individual episodes. So you'll probably see me only recording the episode where I get first on everything. I'll probably check after this video though to see what the requirements are. They're probably the exact same as the other ones, but it's nice to check just to make sure. Okay, they are kind of caught between a rock and a hard place there. There's not much we could have done there. Just bend and weave and hope for the best, which we somehow managed to make it somehow. So yeah, some of these cars just drop out obstacles for you, and then others drop out mushrooms. If I dropped out a star I could have gotten. Doesn't seem like drifting is as useful in this mode versus Birth and Pixel, annoyingly enough. By the way, I did forget to mention, Rosalia is also my brother's favorite character, so yeah. Showing her some love. Rosalia some love by doing that. There's some love as well, too. Anyway, let's focus on the setup. Sorry I don't have much to talk about after all. This is 50cc mode. This will probably become one of the hardest modes to do in 150cc. I think if we're gonna do this mode, we're probably gonna have to practice it on the hardest difficulty first. I might actually... I have a secondary practice save file. I'm not afraid to use it. Fail when I get to... I might start practicing that. That's actually why I want to do free roam at some point before I do these again on 150cc, just because I want to have some practice. Okay, well, okay, we timed that very much perfect, so we got some coins back. That's the only thing you can really do with the coins, is if you use it as you get F5 due. Oh yeah, alright, this part's really tricky to turn. Someone really wanted to get me with those greens. I think they're still coming. I'm trying to go on the edge to try and avoid them before nothing's happening. Alright. I've been able to sneak in quick tricks here and there. Oh, there's an air item. Okay, we switch back to our normal outfit again. Thank God we only now just got... Alright, so we've been doing pretty well avoiding stuff so far. It's very important that we do that if we want to try and get 3-star. I will say though, the main reason I'm probably scared about the mode is not just because I decided now that in order to get 3 stars, we have to be first going into each segment for the most part. But it's also because these mazes are so much shorter, you don't have as much time or leeway error, so it feels like if you make mistakes, it could be really hard to catch up. Again, there's the multi-tricks we can do again. So yeah, that's a really cool mechanic, honestly. Being able to trick multiple times in one section is a big deal. I can see some of these rails being faster on some of the difficulties. Dude, that's not where I wanted to go. Alright, well that bounces out a bit, but we're also pretty close to the end. Yeah, we're almost at the end. Pretty much got this egg. There we go. I got they finally threw a blue shell at the very end. And it's nowhere to be found. Must have broke before we... Oh, because we got to the end. Interesting. Alright. That's one more done. The moon rally is done now. And after this, we'll be done with the first page of Racers too, which means we're getting close now. Done with using the Racers, and at that point, I'll have to choose who to use on everything. We'll see. Honestly don't know what's the best answer to get 3 stars with. Again, I specifically mentioned I am not doing it with specific characters, always. So only one character or whatever, so we can do that. Okay, from the looks of it, it must be really hard to check how much you can get, especially since you can only go so far back. Let's go with that one, I guess. Alright, well, that was the third cup and knockout tour done. Got another Rosalina outfit unlocked. So now back to the main characters. We have only one left on this page. Done yet, which is Pauline. So I think doing the first mode early, slowly but surely unlocks stuff, and the other we're doing unlocks everything else. Also, that means we're almost done with the other races. Because we did... I think... Oh, hang on. We need to check what this is exactly. So yeah, we did Mac Rocket earlier. So now we're on to Fungi Dory. This is a lower handling one, but has good speed. This might be interesting to see how this works. Different may also be different in different modes, so this section might have different modes. I think, honestly, I will say though, just based off of what I was looking, I think people will be interested to see me actually freestarring each map, but because of LTs that's already been taking to show it, I feel like if we want this favor to be done more efficiently, we should do each once only. So if we get free stars, we should clean that up off screen. So when we next get to the cup, you'll see that it has been free starred, because really, it really is just the same thing. Just now you have to like come first on every race. Anyways, Pauline here. This is a new character, sort of. She didn't start appearing in Mario Kart until Mario Kart 8, so now she's here in Mario Kart World as a default character. Originally, she was a DLC, which means you had to buy her first. But now she is the main character again. It's very fitting, because, yeah, she's, of course, old girlfriend who got kidnapped by Donkey Kong as part of the Donkey Kong arcade game. It's really cool to now see her getting into all sorts of stuff, like this racing and it's being a big part of Mario Odyssey. By the way, I heavily recommend you check that out if you haven't seen. That's my first ever playthrough I did on this channel. It's really fun. Be sure to check that out if you haven't seen that yet. Okay, so we're gonna have to drift a lot. This looks like a bike at first glance, but I think it's actually more like a card. I like that that is actually not as useless as I thought. I think when I was first using that item, I thought it seems really only useful for shortcuts, but they because of the trick mechanic now, you can just keep double jumping off to... Whoa, okay, I think a fireball broke that. Got extremely lucky there. That just never happens. Alright. How close are they to us, I wonder? Yeah, pretty close. I know I selected 50cc, I know that. Sometimes the AI is just closer, I don't get it sometimes. Because we were farther behind that, or ahead rather, the golden shell didn't really do much for us. Alright, well... Whoa, you can get double shots in this, huh? Alright, whatever. How much we can do? Just kind of waiting here. Whoa, this looks really tight to go on. Whoa, this is like the most narrow track we've seen so far. Toughest part of the rally we've had to deal with at the moment. Interesting how that, of all things, caused us to lose our drift, even though we were in the middle of the drift. Okay. Again, they're pretty close by. Well, all of a sudden these races are getting a lot more tense. I will say this seems to be so far the harder of the two modes to do. At least as far as main single player modes go. It seems like the AI stays pretty close to you. I know it's the other ban effect, especially later on, but 50cc they at least chilled back a bit. Yeah. I think at one point I mentioned the game's difficulty a little bit trickily hard at some points, and this game is no different. But initially, I know that whenever I 100%ed Mario Kart 8, the 50cc AI was laughably easy. It didn't even come close to you. It's like they pretty much didn't rubber band at all. And at 100cc, they only did it a little bit until 150 that they stopped playing nice anymore. Start playing Chi or whatever to get far ahead. Classic Mario Kart AI there. But now, at the very least here, it seems like they stay close to you. It's a little tricky. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, good. We got our other outfit. Pauline actually only has 2 outfits, so that means by getting that outfit, we've already unlocked our other outfit. It's a little weird. Some characters have 2 outfits. Only 1 outfit, rather, or costume, and other characters will have multiple. It's not really a good way of knowing. Nice jump there. I actually like how cool that was. The fact that can even be used to avoid red shells suddenly makes me want to keep that item a lot more now. Before I did that, I thought it was kind of useless because, to be fair, you don't get a chance to do anything there. Alright. Alright, now we're getting a little bit farther ahead now. Then again, this is 50cc. It's probably to be expected. Honestly, don't know what speed is faster here, going on water or on the road. Remember that in the original game series, water was off-road and in some cases often out of bounds. Not anymore. Now that you can actually go on it, it's quite a bit different. Also, just realize you could be technically just spamming drifting here. That might be the strat here. Just go around in a circle, do this, bit at a time. It's an interesting way to keep these races a bit more exciting, I guess. Then again, no, this is what 50cc is like. Time to get good, you're just gonna be far ahead of the AI. So I guess it just feels more. I guess the way to say it is I think it feels a little bit more interesting rather more chaotic early on, especially when you're trying to get to the top position. But like in 50cc, since we're playing on the easy difficulty, once you get to that part, you just kind of stay there for a bit. Alright, well, we're done with that. You can see how crazy the red shell is, though. You might have noticed that, yeah, if you were playing Mario Kart Wii, the red shell was kind of weird. Rather, it was so bad that if you went on certain jumps or something, it would just break automatically, and it didn't always seem to work half of the time. But nope, not in Mario Kart 8, and in this game. In this game, that thing is like a big hawk or something. It'll literally hunt you down, even as you keep going. Okay, well, I assume we want to just stay in the air during this part, so let's just keep doing that, and there we go. We got that pretty easily. I will admit, I do like this new mode. It definitely changes how you play. That basically sends you through a good amount of what you would normally go through just exclusively doing free roam. Which means you kind of have to change your racing strategy a lot. It's also pretty straightforward if you're just trying to gold it. I think that's actually the big thing I mentioned, yeah, like, these races are pretty straightforward to go in. Because this is one of the few races where, oh, I could be almost dead last in some cases. Maybe not dead last, but 20th. As long as I stay, as long as I'm first by the end, I still get the win. And meanwhile, as we obviously finish the tracks, because this is knockout race, slowly but surely gets removed to the track, so it starts out pretty chaotic, but then gets to be, oh, there's like hardly anyone now. Just like the last time, we're going on a full track in Mario Shipyard now. Again, this is the part where we have to aim for first. Of course, because of the way I segmented the races, that also means you could be first for a lot of the section and just get really stupid a lot out of nowhere, and oh, suddenly I'm not first, which means I'm not got the goal, which means we have to redo the whole thing again. That's actually probably what I'm most worried about. Somehow, let's see what happened this last section. Could be pretty tricky. It's probably gonna be very awkward to do on 150cc. Alright, well, I think for the most part I do want to keep these videos fairly consistent. Since this was the second cup, we're gonna stop again. I think that's where we're gonna do it first. Then we're going to separate it into different segments. Which is good because they'll be shorter videos. They'll be a lot more watchable for people that are new, which I think will be really cool to watch. I'm actually very excited to see how the 150cc mode will play out. I think in my second file, I'm not going to make myself go through all this. We'll probably just go straight on 150cc. I just thought I would do something different because it's like, honestly, 50 and 100cc, yeah, by the way, we did get free stars there. So, for the most part, I think we have to get every section first place to win that. Well, there we go. We pretty much finished a lot of things now. We did the first section of Racers. And we did the first half of Knockout Tour now. And yeah, with that, we'll be moving on to the next segment of Racers, which is going to be doing the babies next. Oh boy, that's a lot of... This will be very interesting to go through, I'll say that much. As for the costumes, I think it's pretty obvious by now. I'm not going to be using those. We're just going to be going through each outer racer, which means the second segment will be mostly filled with different enemy characters instead. Just looking at who I'm missing. Yeah, it's just an outfit. I think from the looks of it, only Goomba and Moana Prant are one of them. And I think that's just an outfit for him. So yeah. Well, that's gonna be the end of the episode. I'm gonna have to look up what stuff I'm missing, obviously, in the future. But yeah, so far, we're doing pretty well. But this is just the 50cc difficulty. It's gonna get harder eventually. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.